Hi guys, good afternoon. I am Jinefer AMAD and today I am going to tackle the three topics which is Miller's Insight Learning Theory, Miller's Theory of Data Processing, Atkinson and Schifrin's Information Processing Theory. So the first topic is Miller's Insight Learning. So who is the one who proposed this theory? So his name is Wolfgang Kohler. So here is the pic of Wolfgang Kohler. Wolfgang Kohler was a German psychologist and phenomenologist. He was born on January 21, 1887, and he was died on June 11, 1967. Early life, Kohler was born in the port city of Reval, now Tallinn, Governorate on Estonia, Russian Empire. Education. Kohler studied at the University of Tübingen in 1905 to 1906, the University of Bonn 1906 to 1907, and the University of Berlin 1907 to 1909. So, what is insight learning? So, as I've researched, insight learning theory is proposed by Wolfgang Kohler. Insight learning is a sudden understanding of the relation between a problem and a solution. By learning through insight, the correct solution not only appears seemingly out of nowhere, but also repeated readily of subsequent presentations of the problem. So insight learning is focusing on the relation between a problem and solution. If there is a problem, so there is a solution. For example, in the math problem, so you must solve a math problem and you must find the formula to find the correct answer. So what are the characteristics of insight learning? Insight depends upon the the arrangement of the problem situation. The insight will come easily if required materials and tools are arranged in a perfect order to perceive the relationship. So, the four stages of insight learning. The first one is preparation. The second one is incubation. The third one is insight. And the fourth one is verification. So, here are the sample of insight learning theory. Number one is solving a complex math problem uses insight and previous learning of basic skills like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The second one is asking someone questions about why did what they did will help you understand their motivations. The second theory is Miller's theory of data gathering. So here's the picture above, and he is Miller's who proposed the theory of data gathering. So, Miller's was an American psychologist who was one of the founders of cognitive psychology and more broadly of cognitive science. He also contributed to the birth of psycholinguistics. Miller was born on February 3, 1920 in Charlestown, West Virginia. Miller was died on July 22, 2012. Miller began his career when the reigning theory in psychology was behaviorism, which included the study of mental processes and focus on observable behavior. What is theory of data processing? This theory is grounded on Edward C. latent learning, claiming that learning is a complex and internal process that occurs with some mental process. This theory emphasizes the information in the basic means of learning and explains learning in terms of the memory system. Theory is a cognitive theory that uses computer processing as the metaphor for the workings of the human brain. Three main elements of information processing. The first one is information stores. It refers to the place where information is stored. So there is three subtopics below. The first one is sensory record. It is the where first-hand information is perceived using different senses. The second is short-term memory. It is the stage where information is processed and turned into behavior before it transformed into long-term memory. Third one is long-term memory. It is the stage where information is continually stored and has three different types. Semantic memory, it is a stage of verbal information such as concepts, principles, and generalizations in solving problems. Second, recollectional memory. It is the storage of records and events, phenomena, time, and places which have a memorable impact on the learners. Third, operational memory. It is the storage of skills and ordinal, applied, and methodological information needed to complete a task. The second one is cognitive process. It refers mental activities that helps in transferring information from one memory to another, such as attention. Attention, it is the power to focus on selective information. Efficient learning depends on the selective ability of the learner. Second is perception. It is a process of describing the information received. Third one is repetition. It is the process of storing repetitive information for it to stay longer in the short-term memory. Third one is coding. It's the process of deducing or using codes when transferring information from short-term memories to long-term memory. Storing, this process is anchored on Anderson and Bower's models. The information is established on verbal units, including structures of subject and verb rather than perception. Fifth one is retrieving. It is a process of looking for, finding, and activating information when needed. The third one is executive cognition or cognition information. It refers to the harmonization between information stores and cognitive process for data processing. So here is the example of theory of data processing. The first one is to give instructions to the students about the assignment and performance tests that needed to be passed on time. The second one, to ask questions to your classmates about the examination. So the third topic is Atkinson and Schifrin's information processing theory. Before we tackle what is information processing theory, we must tackle first who is the one who proposed it. There is a two-person behind of it. So the first person is Richard C. Atkinson. So here is the picture above of Richard C. Atkinson. As you can see, he is so handsome and he has a blonde hair. So Richard C. Atkinson is an American professor of psychology and cognitive science and an academic administrator. So Richard Atkinson, he is a president emeritus of the University of California System, former chancellor of the University of California, San Diego. Atkinson is a former director of the National Science Foundation. He was born on March 19, 1929. The theory of human memory, which Atkinson put forward with his student Richard Jinefer, has been influential in shaping research in the field of human memory. So, Atkinson is a teacher or a professor of California. So, Richard Jinefer is he is his student. So the other person is Richard Jinefer, which is his student. Richard Jinefer is an American psychologist, professor of cognitive science in the Department of Psychological and Brain Sciences at Indiana University, Bloomington. Jinefer has contributed a number of theories of attention and memory to the field of psychology. Jinefer proposed a mathematical model of memory with Richard C. Atkinson in 1968 while at Stanford University. Jinefer graduated with a PhD in mathematical psychology from Stanford in 1968. Richard Sheffrin, born on March 13, 1942. So, after knowing who is behind of information processing theory, so let's tackle what is information processing theory is all about. So, what is information processing theory? This theory describes how information is processed into memory so that learners get the best out of stored information. Second one is the approach to the study of cognitive development involved out of the American experimental tradition in psychology. This theory is based on the idea that humans process the information they receive rather than merely responding to stimuli. In the information of data processing, there is a stage of human memory. So the first one is sensor memory, which is SM in short. This stage utilizes all the different senses such as olfactory, auditory, sight, smell, and touch in capturing information. Second one, short-term memory, in short STM. This stage selects information through processes of attention and perception transferred by the sensory memory. So the third one is long-term memory, in short LTM. It is the permanent storage of information related to the different areas of life and is activated when information is needed. Example, to memorize the periodic table. Second one is organizing your projects neatly and beautifully. That's all my report. So once again, good afternoon everyone, and I am Jinefer B. AMAD. And thank you for listening my report.